over the month of August.
Yeah. David has written in about the Hearts game tomorrow night, and we'll come to that in a wee minute. We'll also hear from the new Hearts manager, Wouter.
It's another one for my dyslexia.
Wouter Bracken.
It takes me about 3 months up to the season before I've got
we'll get there by
a handle
Christmas.
on all this.
We'll hear from him in a wee minute, but you've been with Willie Collum today, Keith.
Oh, yeah.
Aye. Let's see what was happening there.
I went to wee Willy Wonky's refereeing factory for a media briefing for the season ahead, Dan, and quite mildly interesting as referee stuff gets. Yeah. But they're kind of Willie Collins had meetings with 11 of the 12 top flight clubs. I think he's got Dundee United on his agenda before Dundee United play Rangers on Friday night. And he's kind of he's warning them there's going to be a World Cup style crackdown on time wasting. That was my big takeaway from what was said. There was a lot said, a lot about VAR and decisions, and well, good to toss over some of them, but it didn't really amount to much. Willie, what he did say, by the way, which we'll need to get Des, I need to speak to Des. He says, I've heard people clearly he's raging. I've heard people saying that we use VAR light. It's not VAR light, and then went on to admit that, well, but if we could only spend £1.3 million a week on getting the really good technology, it'd be better.
How can you say it's not VAR? I mean, we don't have.
It's VAR light.
Aye.
The World Cup shows that. That's proper VAR. We've got Aldi VAR. Anyway, Scotland's top flight clubs have been warned to expect a World Cup style crackdown on time wasters when the new season gets up and running this weekend. Now, there's various points to this. As you remember from the World Cup, Dan, if you're making a substitution, standard, right? We're not talking about some guy's lying with his leg split in two.
Just a normal sub.
Standard substitution. Player has 10 seconds to get off the pitch. Willie Collum stressed that it's not as if they're going to be standing there with a stopwatch going, it's 10.2 seconds. But if they think that somebody is taking a liability or time wasting in any way, shape, or form, or not being as prompt to the sidelines as they would like to be, if it goes over the 10-second mark, the referee is then able to say, right, well, you're going off, but the substitution is not getting made.
Right.
And the substitution is then put on hold for at least 1 minute, 1 full minute. After the restart, and then up until it remains, the player can't come onto the pitch until there's a break in play, some way, shape, or form. So potentially the 1 minute turns into 2 minutes, turns into 3 minutes, depending on what's happening in the game. So I actually don't mind that one. I think I'm interested to see how it will be applied by our guys.
I mean, Paul in the comments says there'll be a lot of bookings if they really stick to this.
Well, it's not bookings.
Of course, it's not. It's still in the sub.
There is bookings, I believe, for you've got 5 seconds now to take a throw in. I can see this one being really difficult to implement.
Yeah.
Because for a kick-off, right? Well, it's not a kick-off, it's a throw in. But just say you're playing wide left. You win a throw in down near the corner flag in the opposition half. But James Tavernier is still around and he's playing in your team. He's at right back, but he wants to take a throw in. How are you going to do it? I don't understand that. I think it's going to be really difficult. How's he going to get from right back up to left in 5 seconds to take a throw in? I think that's going to be a difficult one, but and it could become contentious because there could be a lot of bookings for that. But again, the theory is that they want to speed up the games, that they want the ball on the pitch in action for longer during the 90 minutes. And all these matters as well. If you're only getting 10 seconds to make a substitution, well, the current rule is you get 30 seconds added on for every substitution in injury time. So it should bring the injury time down at the other end as well.
Should do.
What else was there?
Well, in the comments, Rebel and Stevie. Rebel says, I like the hydration breaks. Am I the only one? Stevie says, can we bring in the hydration breaks?
Wow, why do we want that?
And Marzuno points out, and I actually agree with him, the VAR at the World Cup was different class altogether. But I agree with him in the sense that it's because it hardly ever got involved.
Yeah, well, it was used sparingly. That's what made it better.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's also another one. If a player needs to get treatment from this season going forward, an injury treatment of any kind, he has to leave the pitch again for that same minute.
Right.
Minimum of a minute up until the next break of play,
unless they've been fouled.
unless the injury has warranted a yellow or red card to an opposition player.
So if you take a sore one, the player gets booked, and you need treatment, you don't need to go.
You're fine.
Aye. Okay.
But if
Interesting.
if you're down injured and the referee doesn't think that it should be a yellow card or whatever, then and one of the other topics, this stuff.
Oh, aye.
We're not following
Right.
FIFA with that one,
Okay.
so you can put your hand up and say whatever
Doesn't
you
really
want.
happen in
I
Scotland,
could
does
say
it?
anything about you here. And I'm not going to get red carded for that. Well, do you know, I thought it has been creeping in.
Oh, really? Aye.
And funnily enough, the name that just came up with James Tavernier, he was a great one for
Was
that.
he? Aye.
Oh,
Never really noticed it.
But it's something that really came from La Liga, wasn't it? It was a Spanish thing.
Aye.
Because they were actually getting lip readers
Aye.
to come and watch games to tell you what they were saying when they were having an
And I
argument.
think it was off the back of Cristiani with Vinicius Junior allegedly said a racist quote, and that's why they're cutting down on it.
That was what made
Aye.
FIFA make it an issue at this World Cup.
Aye.
We won't be.
Aye. Okay.
What is there?
Morozzuno says head injuries were out of control last season. Entering head injuries. That is something I did notice. A lot of people would go down, say it was a head injury, stop the play.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair to Willie Collum, and I won't often utter those words, to be fair to Willie Collum, but to be fair to him, he said, look, head injuries are head injuries. We're referees, we're no doctors.
Aye.
If a guy goes down, what we got to say, there's nothing the matter with you.
Aye, exactly. You can't really do much.
So if a player goes down, and I don't like it, I think Morozzuno's absolutely right. I think he's onto something. And if you notice, it was particularly if in a busy penalty area, where there's a high probability that somebody's going to stick the ball in the back in it, somebody go down holding their head. And I think that's one that they're going to have to watch. I don't know what you do about it.
Imagine, God forbid, a referee said, no, there's nothing wrong with your head, and it was a serious injury.
And the guy's got concussion.